What is going on? What is happening, lads? What is all this about? There's a load of scaremongering about this whole corona job. Apparently it costs €200 for five builder's masks. And for some reason, people don't seem to understand that you can catch it through your eyes. So everyone's no one knows what's going on, and everyone's freaking out. So here's a little banger called E. coli. It's about E. coli is like a kind of a tiny little bit like Ebola, kind of, and I don't know. You know yourself. So yeah, it's pretty voice breaking. Pretty scary, this whole stuff going on. Stocks are going down, crashing. Stock market's going absolutely crazy. Everything's just going through the shitter because stuff has to shut. And people getting worried. Gas stations in America are sold out. People are breaking into fucking supermarkets. What's that thing called? Fucking hand wash. Hand wash was one per customer. Now it's just gone. People are going into pharmacies. Just fucking giving out that there's no fucking face masks. Just fucking screaming at pharmacists. And I don't know if pharmacists ever gave face masks in the first place. But the thing about face masks is that to be effective, you need a normal face mask, and then you need kind of a like a other thicker plasticky thing on top of that one. So yeah, very hard. And there's loads of weird shit like I think in South Korea, there's loads of videos of them going around just spraying shit on the ground, just with the armies going around spraying the ground. But apparently that doesn't do anything. So they're just doing it to, like kind of calm people down. Because yeah. Like, if you're just watching the news, you're gonna be freaked the fuck out. But to keep it in context of history, it's very easy to lose your mind over something, but to keep it in context of time and all the other lovely goodness in the world. There was Ebola, there was... what else was there? Ebola, bird flu, swine flu and all that stuff. And yeah, basically people got freaked out. People were getting ready, stocking up their bunkers for the end of the world. And then it just kind of got nipped in the bud. Right now they're talking about that's kind of been blown out of proportion by the media. Which, to be honest, I could agree with. Just a certain amount, I don't know. Yesterday, around 9 o'clock, they were doing a big official fucking, right, it's in Ireland and all this stuff. And there's a school in Clontarf or something, and a school in Clontarf that's been shut. And we'll have a look at the news and see what's going on today. But stock market's gone through the shitter. Like it always bounces back. That's why you don't have to really worry about all this shit. It's just more so for day traders. Day traders are a bit like fucked ish if they don't know what they're doing. The thing with all this stuff though, it just kind of gets rid of the kind of amateur, the people who really know, who've been around their profession for like 20 years, know what's going on. They've seen what happened with the scene or saw, whichever you're into. what happened with the coronavirus, bird flu, swine flu, all the rest of it. They know that the stock market dips and comes back. And now, when I'm not talking about stock markets, I'm just even talking about that's a representation of how businesses fit, and because there's people who in Ireland who can't go to their jobs. There's going to be people fighting over masks because they can't afford to lose their jobs. People who are self-employed just losing their fucking minds, being like, my business is going to shut down, what's going to happen? If you want to fly to Disneyland or something like that, if you have a trip booked, you can still go, but you have to go through a 14-day, if you live in Ireland, you have to go through a 14-day, what's that thing called? They just make sure you don't have a virus or something. You have to be put in isolation. I don't know if that's self-isolation or how that works. But yeah. But like, in one way you can be scared shitless, but another way you can just be like, it happens like every 2 years or something. Like something comes along where it's Ebola or the other thing. Everyone says the world's over, and then it's just fucking, you never hear of it again, and you're like, what the fuck's that all about? Well, that's my perception, as in how I've personally been affected. I live in a privileged part of the world that I live on an island, so, and it's kind of a neutral country, Ireland, so like, it's pretty stable. Like, everyone still gives out about, you know, government, like every country does everywhere, like, just, but it's, the stuff they're giving out about the government is pretty grand, like, in comparison to other countries, which won't be named. People always find something to complain about, no matter how something good is, so, I don't know. Everyone's doing the best with the information, and there is a certain amount of, you can't go telling people about it because people will freak the fuck out, and you'll have people buying all the shit in the shops, so won't be enough to go around, which is just a short-term side effect, and then the shops recover, and yada yada yada. The same thing happens when there's a big storm or something. Everyone freaks out, fucking stocks up the food, and then there's after the whole thing, people have to eat all the food that's in the reserves and they don't buy, and all the rest of it. It's just a quick little bubble. But yeah, depending on what part of your world you're in, it'll affect you differently. They have there's the containment phase, and then there's the phase where, like, oh gosh, a whole lot of messing. Couple years there. Alright. Oh Jesus. So this one's dedicated to all the lads affected by the corona job. Right, there's a bit of looting going on and all that messing. Man, I can't believe how much I say in all that messing. Anyway, Vegan Steven podcast it is every day. Check out the Patreon below. Highly recommend you subscribe to avoid missing out on the TuneIn, Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, absolutely everywhere. Patreon's downstairs for exclusive content. You can buy the merch, you can buy the hats, glasses, t-shirts, jackets, all the rest of it delivered right to your door internationally. And there's a music Make Money Now playlist. It's going to be 100 hours long. It's already fucking, I think it's like 30-40 hours long at the moment as today's date. There's Make Music Now. We teach how to make music for free. Either you can just listen to the music theory, or else you can join in, sing along, or learn how to play guitar or piano or drums, whatever you're into. It's all there, and the teaching quality is high. So there you are. Today's date is the 4th of the 3rd, 2020. It's the second of the 50. Sorry, it's 53 minutes past 2. That's 14:53. Today's date is the 4th of the 3rd, 2020. Why am I clapping? Who knows? I personally was watching the news loads yesterday, and I was freaking the flip out and I started researching, swine flu, Ebola and all this stuff. I was doing all the research, watching all these documentaries and different perspectives, and then China's government perspective on it, and the insider perspective of it, and all the conspiracies and what all these conspiracy theories mean. And are people trying to sell phones? There's conspiracies about fucking all sorts of mad shit. But they're all fucking possibilities. Nothing's been fucking proven. So it's a queer beast, as the farmers say. It's a queer beast. Sure, if there was work in the bed, you'd sleep under it. But it's pretty scary just if you watch the news and you're not used to seeing the way the world works, and not used to seeing the patterns that happened with the coronavirus, bird flu, and other things just throughout time. Apparently this is similar to the Spanish flu, most common to the Spanish flu. And they had these, oh Jesus. It's kind of just the same thing, history just repeats. There's the people that wash their hands, and then those people are, if people don't wash their hands and they're in close confines without hygiene or whatever, everyone gets lax, and fucking wash their hands every so often, once in a while. And I have never personally gotten lax, but I hear that it happens to people. So I don't know, I guess it's just an old wake up and wash your hands, isn't it? I was watching him scaring my balls off, and there was this lad, this Italian lad, because they were saying there's been one case announced officially as of yesterday in Ireland, and apparently 2 weeks ago in Italy they announced, to this day, to yesterday anyway, they announced one person had it. And now, since in 2 weeks' time, fast forward 2 weeks in Italy, I believe there's 50 official cases and something like 2,000. Is it 50 dead? 50 dead. Sorry, I can't remember on my maths, but it's gone through the roof in Italy, gone haywire. And South Korea is just going. Not everyone's catching it, but they're having big issues with it. In Japan, South Korea, and Italy, anyway. Cause they're alleging that it's because it's a very physical country and they love kissing and saying hello to each other with their hands or something. Anyway, I was watching the all news there, and there was a lad. I was just watching a lot of different news from different perspectives, because it's really hard to know what's actually fucking going on. Because everyone's like, oh, could it be? There was lots of conspiracies that it was 5G. There was some Chinese government conspiracy to shut down the world via coronavirus that they made in a lab, and then they could use the 5G network to access everyone's everything. And also the one TikTok. That's the conspiracies going around, that it's 5G and it came from China, it's engineered and all this stuff. But there's always going to be conspiracy theories, and there is stuff proven about Huawei and TikTok, but to what extent does that have to do with this? Who knows? But I don't know. There's a lot of fingers being pointed at a lot of different people, and no one really seems to know what's going on. So there's a lot of people blamed for being near someone or something. There's a lot of people. There's random lad in England who got sick with the coronavirus, and he wasn't in contact with anyone. but then he infected loads of people. They found him down to be like a patient zero, if you know what I mean, like the first lad in the UK to have caught the coronavirus without ever having met or even touched anyone who came back and went to containment. So people don't have a fucking clue how he got it, but he spread it to a lot of people in England, and yeah, there you go. So I don't know, Patrick's Day is, they're saying in the government that they had a meeting and they said St. Patrick's going away, but according to everyone, there's not a hope of St. Patrick's Day going ahead, like not a chance, says people. But I don't know, I haven't checked the news since midnight last night, I guess. But America's going, certain parts of America anyway are going, all the dry packed foods, you know, the survival packed foods, they're just completely gone. I think it's called gorilla something, I can't remember the exact term, but when the prices, as I said, the prices of those little masks, they don't even do Anthem, because people don't really understand. You need the mask and then the other mask, and then you need the goggle set, because they can get in through the air on short braces, you know, kind of breath, coughing, and then you need your eyes covered as well, and you need to wash your hands. So, but yeah, the funniest thing was one old lad was saying, they were saying like, are you worried about this coronavirus? And he was saying like, I saw like world wars and all this stuff. The old lad with a walking stick, and he said, in my day it was keep calm and carry on. Today it's keep calm and wash your hands. And I was laughing my head off. It was absolutely comical. I was loving it. I was absolutely in love. And there was this other lad, this Italian lad, that was a British old lad, and there was a really old Italian lad, because in Italy, like, all the pasta's sold out and all this stuff, and the coffee. There's just fucking there's just videos of shopping carts full of coffee and pasta, and it's just like, what a fucking stereotype. But yeah, there was this old lad who was just fucking fuming because he went to the shop and he wants to get his daily messages or something, and there's no fucking pasta. He was absolutely livid. And what was he saying? He said he was around in World War II or something. He'd also seen like wars and stuff, and he was saying, sure, during World War II there was still pasta. It wasn't this bad. It wasn't this hard to get. Oh yeah, it wasn't hard getting pasta in World War II. He said. How funny is that? It just goes to show, like, with social media, how fucking things get blown out of proportion to absolute like whack. The British Prime Minister and stuff was talking about how they're going to delay the coronavirus, because apparently between 20 and 80% of the world's population is going to get the coronavirus. So all they can do is delay it, which means delay it till the summer, because then it won't be really noticeable, they said, because if they let everyone have it right now, the health system can't cope, because just system overload, and then like no one will get served, because it's just the whole system's just jammed up with people who have coronavirus. So everyone with like a sore leg and people having accidents won't get served, like, because the system's overloaded. And they were saying there's only like 18 beds or 7 beds ICU in a certain hospital in Dublin. I can look it up again, but they're just saying like how like Ireland just does not have, you know, the capacity to deal with it because of the ICU. I think ICU is like a containment unit, or where they just, you know, yada yada yada. Now a lot of this stuff, I better read out the disclaimer, because a lot of this stuff is, you know, off comments and people. You never know, like these things could be outside forces trying to manipulate the stock market and all this kind of stuff. There's already commenters calling out other commenters on their agenda and stuff, and saying you're trying to drive up the price of this and drive up down the price of this and stuff. Because this scaremongering in the short term is very good for some businesses and very bad for other businesses. But in the long term, it all evens out. Because there'll be a drought after. Yeah. Anyway, who knows? Just a fluctuation in a volatile market. Know what I'm saying? Alright, so Vegan Stephen podcast. This is a parody of a podcast. Vegan Stephen's fictional character. All guests are allegedly fictional characters, even those based on real people are entirely fictional. All celebrity voices are impersonated poorly. The following program contains coarse language and due to its content should not be viewed by anyone. I bumped into one of my childhood teachers there in the coffee shop, and I didn't have the balls to go up and say hello to him, man. I was so let down. I was fucking ashamed of myself. I was like, fuck it. Why can't I go up to this lad? Why can't I just... Because I was fucking consumed with fear. I was just like, he's just a lad. I'll just go up and say, how are you getting on? I think he gave me some guitar lessons before, and I was just like, for fuck's sake, where is this fucking anxiety coming from? I just want to go up and go, oh, hey, how you getting on? Haven't seen you in years. I hope you're getting on, and just want to wish you well. Go on about your day, fair play to you, and leave it at that. But I was just like, it was like being starstruck. It was like fucking, I couldn't fucking talk. It's fucking bullshit. It's just a fucking human. I'm putting people on a bullshit pedestal. It's mad. Life and human psychology is so confusing. But you look, that's football. So it is a very scary time, but you got to remember that this has happened again and again and again, and not like it all follows patterns and all the rest of it. That's why the government's not that concerned and so on, because it seems terrifying by people freaking out on social media, and so on, and stuff looks really bad. But China did a great job containing the virus. They took very, very drastic measures, like welding the doors shut of apartment blocks and dragging people out, kicking and screaming out of the apartments out of temperature, and not letting people out of their house, and then delivering. They deliver food to your door, but they leave it outside the apartment block, so you can go down and take the food, but there's no face-to-face contact, so that way the delivery driver doesn't get it. And a lot of people putting their lives on the line. A lot of nurses and doctors getting sick and dying, and it's kind of a lot of the healthcare workers are the ones who get fucking die and shit, because they're kind of like, what is this? And then they don't know how to protect their eyes and shit, and then they thought it was fucking SARS when it broke out, and there was a lot of doctors talking about it. They were trying to figure out what the fuck's going on here, because I think SARS started in near Wuhan or something, at a illegal food market as well. But then the WhatsApp group or whatever got shut down by the Chinese government because they didn't want people scaremongering. Because once you get people scaremongering, then the outside world, the people start pulling out. I think Apple factory shut down, Huawei factory shut down, and some other the big companies shut down. At them today they're shut down and stuff, and people, day traders and people are just going, oh hell no, this sounds risky, and they're just pulling their money out of the companies. So the stock is plummeting on Apple, and all these fucking big huge tech companies, because people are just going, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or whatever, but all the experienced people who have seen these cycles throughout time just go, now is actually the time to invest. But listen, don't cough my fucking knowledge. It's just, that's my educated guess. Yeah. So Apple's gone up and down, and it always comes back. Even if it doesn't come back to what it was, it will come up at least 50% from what it is now. Anyway, maybe that doesn't make sense. Who knows? And who cares about the stock market? Who knows? Well. Anyway, that's another day's chat. So, play a little song anyway. and then we'll have a look and see what the news is. I think it's a lot more enjoyable, a lot more nice when it's just, you know, one lad talking to you. Because I think if I start reading out stuff on the computer, it's just like But anyway, yeah, people are scared out of their minds. Vegan Stephen is not scared, but stuff like ordering food to the house is good. As regards not takeaways, that's a precautionary measure, and washing the old hands, and all that good stuff. Say hello to these lads. How are you getting on? SOC135. They got Sock135 and David Manning 64. Fair play to you. You're both looking gorgeous. So yeah, coronavirus is really there's a lot of paranoia going around, but people are saying the numbers are huge. They're saying one lad's infected in Ireland, and in all the comments they're like, it was 7 people like 5 days ago. And I was getting so paranoid yesterday because I didn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? It's 5 days ago. I was looking up the date. It was 6 days ago today. I was saying all this shit, just being like, oh yeah, coronavirus, go blah 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 blah. And I didn't really believe it, but I was like, I was reading out all the comments and shit, and they were all talking about coronavirus hitting and all this fucking shit, and now's the time to stock up and all this shit. And they were saying that 6 days ago. And they were saying it's the 7 cases in fucking this hospital and they're trying to contain this fucking shit and then this shit and all the rest of it. And there wasn't a peep, and they were saying all the comments were shut down. They were saying media blackout in some of the comments and all this shit of other things. It's just fucking wild. Whoa! And then woo! What else the fuck happened? So the comments were shut down. And the comments and other stuff were like, oh, there's a media blackout and there's fucking 7 lads and the thing. I don't know. It's all getting very conspiracy theory-ish, but to be honest, I'm going to let the lads who know what the fuck they're doing at it, and I'm just going to keep them out shut. Can't do anything about it anyway. It's just one of them things. I'm going to keep calm and wash your hands. I'm going to keep that the name of it. But by God, it's absolutely crazy. The psychological drain that watching the news has on you. Like honestly, it's fucked up my whole night. Like I had to ring up some mates and just be like, what the head's wrecked, like scared shitless about this fucking thing. And they're just like, lad, chill the fuck out. So yeah, it's just change and it's the unknown, and that's scary, but that's fucking life, innit? And all the stuff I'm saying is, I don't know, a lot of it's off comments, so it's just hard to know what's real and not real. But a 6-day delay, at least a 5-day delay between when stuff happens and when it gets announced on the news. Like, what the fuck's going on? And the lads didn't look confident at all. Like the lads on the RT News, like I was watching it live, and they didn't look even slightly confident. Like it was oh my God, they looked nervous as fuck. And the expert was like fucking. Anyway, I won't get into it. They're doing the rest, and they're obviously not used to being on TV, so it doesn't mean that. Anyway, sure, listen. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take the rest of the day off looking at it anyway. Because, to be honest, it's just stressed me the fuck out. When I try to talk to people about it, they're just like, listen, my head's fucking wrecked, don't talk about it, let's just talk bullshit. So, sure, we'll try and get in some bullshit, who knows. Yeah, as I said, this is dedicated to all you lads. This shit is vile and peeling the skin out of my hands. There was me thinking I had you good. You are the cancer I scream at in my daydreams. I'm not ready pay for this. It's so unfair. Let me forget it all. I don't wanna go this far. Go this far. Let me forgive this person for the undiluted evil they've set upon me. E. coli. These rumors have escalated far too deep under a paranoid skull, like an E. coli patient, isolated from the bestest of friends. I'll state it again weekly, this is so unfair. I've been done wrong now, denied to emotional compensation. Let me forget it all. I don't wanna go this far. Let me forgive too much. I need this friend. Let me forget it all. I don't wanna go this far. Let me forgive this person for the undiluted evil they've set upon me. E. coli. Legal Stephen podcast is every day. We're all worried about this cola job. But keep calm and watch the old pause, as they say. It's one of the fucking gorgeous day outside, I must say. It's actually ridiculous. So make hay when the sun shines, lads. We'll get the sun hat on. Hit that merch. Vegan merch job. Let me forget it all. I don't wanna go this far. Let me forgive this person for the undiluted evil they've set upon me. Coronavirus. Oh yeah, it's a lot of mess, isn't it? Alright, let's see what's happening. That's the sound of a metal plec, by the way. If anyone wants to know what that sounds like, what a metal plec would sound like in a guitar. Let's see what we have going on here. The temperature is too hot. There's an emergency. It's getting too hot in the studio. Fucking the phone's shut itself. The camera's shitting itself. But we'll keep going. Or will we? We will keep going. Oh Jesus, it's calling someone. It's calling fucking emergency shit. Alright, we'll just keep going. We'll keep going. Alright, here we go. Italy to decide in the next few hours to close all schools and universities until mid-March. Until mid-March. Alright. Coronavirus. Harris says restricting flights arriving from northern Italy wouldn't be effective. Uh-oh. It's here! Amish, look, we tried. We had a good run. Had a good run. So, listen. That's it, lads. I'll bow. I'll take my bow now. And that's it. Oh! Put this fine there. See if that works. And there you are, lads. Who knows? It's spooky wooky. This is live every single day. Make sure you subscribe. Hit those comments. I'm gonna go through the back catalogue now and read out to see if there's any those sweet juicy comments. Any moment. Gonna switch over. I'm gonna go live on the Vegan Stephen fan page right now. Here we go. Alright. So, going live on Instagram. Alright, here we go. Hit up that Patreon. Get involved. And, as I said, it's the smashing day in Ireland today. You're missing out. If you're in Australia right now, you're looking like a fool. You're looking like a fool for leaving us right now. I'm only messing. I might be back. Vegan Stephen podcast is every day is the #1 podcast. Not just for vegans. Excuse me. Sponsorship deals. Hit me up in the DMs. Oh, ladies, I said, late. How are you getting on? Listen to Mike Tyson interviews there. He said he was riding all the maids. They had security guards making sure that he wasn't like ride anyone, so he'd save himself for the fight. But yeah, he's just riding the maids. I'm big into your boy Mikey Tyson at the moment. Studying him. Alright, what else we got going on here? Skibbity-bip-bip-bip-bip-bip-bip. Skibbity-bip-bip-bip-bip-bip-bip. Skibbity-babbity-boop-boop-boop-boop-boop-boop. Skibbity-bip-bop-bee-da-bee-da-doo. Chinese man's deportation stopped after state misleads High Court about his registration address. Second case. Oh, for fuck's sake. Man! Second case of corona job is in Ireland. Ah, Jesus. Alright, anyway. Alright. Well, I think it's only bread and milk that goes missing in the short term, so there you are. Does anyone else think it's weird that they keep showing really young pictures of Mary Lou, but then when she says something bad, they show current pictures of her? Like when they're going, oh, geez, Mary Lou's great, they show really young pictures of her. And when they're going, oh, geez, have you seen what Mary Lou's doing? Oh, it's awful. They show a current picture of her, which, there's a difference of, I'm guessing, maybe 10 years, so I don't really know if I can spell this out for you or not. Sorry, I meant McDonald's, not Mary Lou. Mary Lou's someone else. Sorry, excuse me. That was dishonest and misleading and etc. Alright, here we go. Second case of the old corona job. Holy gosh. Holy gosh. Grand lads. to Mexico says, "Grand lads, not like we needed to know where or anything. 680 upvotes." So these guys are commenting on the live stream which I mentioned yesterday. So you know what I was saying, oh geez, they look a bit worried and all this stuff. These are some people's opinions. I was just going off, you know, I was tired at that time, so I was in a certain negative mindset, and that's important to take things into account when you're in a certain mindset. Hello to you. The phone keeps dying with the heat, but it's getting copyrighted. You can't sing because it's copyright, so it's copyright infringement, so don't sing that song. Alright. It's getting copyright, so call all your Alright, here we go. I might be singing the melody to a class Nelly song featuring, I think it's Kelly Rowland or something. I mean, it's a different one. Anyway, who knows? Paul Gillen says, exactly. The name of this article is Coronavirus New Case, the journal, and the date in the article is 16 hours ago, whatever the fuck that means. Alright, 18 hours ago. That doesn't even make sense. Anyway, whatever. There's a lot of people just shouting on about it. If old man Brennan gets the coronavirus, we're bollocks. 400 upvotes. Who's old Mr. Brennan? Oh, fuck, is that Brennan's bread? Has anybody got any milk? Says Patman. Okay. So yeah, the main concern for people is there enough bread milk to go around? Because people go around just fucking hoarding it. When these things happen, well said. I came home from work today to find my wife bought enough tinned foods to feed the country for a year. I wasn't sure whether to laugh or cry. Just eat, says one of the comments. That's a great investment. You will be making a fortune in the next few weeks. That is so true. Man, you can sell that for fucking thing. Tom Harper Photography says, no worries folks, St. Patrick's Day parades are still going ahead. Even the main one in Dublin, which incidentally happens to be on the East Coast, and 2 confirmed cases are on the East Coast. Be grand, say 200 upvotes. Nicole in response says, 2 people infected out at 2 million population, 1 in a million. Not quite for hiding time for hiding under the bed. Ian Brennock says 2 million population. What are you talking about? Northern Ireland? Question mark. Keith Noonan says, for the love of God, would those who have been to Italy or China recently please self-quarantine for 2 weeks? It's common sense, people. You know, a lot of people are living like week to week, so they can't afford to stay at home, and they're fucking shitting themselves about not being able to pay rent. And I know it's silly and all the rest of it, but it's a lot of pressure, because they're like, oh fuck, if I don't work I won't be able to eat, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, everyday struggle. Whew. But yeah, sure, listen, everyone would love 2 weeks off right now. Don't get me wrong, like. Vegan Steve, fucking, listen, I'm gonna have to self-contain. So the Vegan Stephen podcast is cancelled for the next 2 weeks. So, I was right. Here we go. Man, it's such a fucking ridiculous. I'm literally gonna sit in the sun today on my fucking hole. We're gonna take the rest of the day off because I've been stressing about this bullshit coronavirus. Gonna hang out with some fucking mates. Fucking stressed for tired, lad. It's a fucking lot of bollocks. Thankfully no one does care about any weight or something like that. You can disagree with me without being rude, you know. Okay, grand. Wash your hands, says Tom. Susan Affair, 70 something upvotes. Don't be coming on here talking sense. That won't wash at all. Alright. Information being kept from the public is not helping. St. Patrick's Day parades should be cancelled, but the markets must come before the public health. Start stacking up the bread and milk, folks. Flat 7 up, you mean? Says T-Rex. Kim says, I was in Tesco earlier and meat shelves were empty. What scenario are people playing in their heads where they won't be able to locate a bit of mince for their fancy lasagna? Question mark. Yeah, when people were hoarding food in Italy, like, it wasn't like stuff you needed, like fucking tinned food or any of the smart shit. It was just like sweets, coffee, comfort food. Like, do you know what I mean? We need to be awake during this coronavirus. We can't be napping. Like, it's just so, human psychology is just like bonkers. This is interesting. Oh my lord. Okay, gonna keep going. Speaking at press briefing, and so. Okay, here we are. Let's turn some of this on. Alright. It's here. And the equipment's overheating. It's a lovely warm day. And yeah, that's it, lad. That's what's happening. Alright, yeah. Human nature is something else, isn't it? Man, I was on Instagram there. Every time I go on Instagram I just feel fucking ill, like. There's just oh Jesus Christ. A load of moths just fucking deadlifting load weights, like, you know? What are these women at, like? Just even if I saw a lad just deadlifting a lot of weights, I'd just be like, what? I don't know what they're doing on my news feed, but I constantly just seen avocados and a load of moths doing this. They're like, and then they go, and then they keep showing loads of pictures of their ass, and they're like, no pain, no gain. And I don't know, obviously lads do it the same, but I said, I don't know what's going on with my Instagram account. There's a load of moths doing that, a load of moths doing yoga. I know I'm complaining about a lot of bullshit here. You're doing very well. You have to complain about women's asses popping up in front of you. You're doing very well in life. But oh my god, I've seen enough. I can only go on Instagram for like half an hour a day, and I just be like, that's enough. I don't know. I don't know what these people be doing. Anyway, says me. Yeah, I don't know. It's mad humans and intolerance, like my intolerance of what they're doing, and they probably are intolerant of what I'm doing, and it's just human psychology just fucking hurts my brain. What is happening? What is going on? Alright. She hugged me and said my story saved her life. Refie Neil owns helping. Radio presenter did some stuff, and a lot of this news is old. Where's like now news? Where's like now? Okay, we're gonna look at other news sources because I don't know what the fuck's going on with this shit. Let's look up fucking, what we got here. Call for more straight travel restrictions over coronavirus. RTE News 3 hours ago. This tiny... okay, moving on. NASA probe accidentally discovers black hole flaring 30,000 light years away. Completely new race. Joe Biden swipes Super Tuesday momentum from Bernie. Fintan O'Toole Ireland is now an upside down Celtic Tiger world. Alright. I might have to pre-vet some of these comment things. And Queen tells Prince Harry he'll always be welcomed back. Alright. Well, thank fuck for that. I sleep well, so I was worried about that, lads. Were you guys losing sleep over that as well? Fuck me. Oh, hot damn. They came. The mask... sorry, this is Russia today. Once again, today's date is the 4th of the 3rd, 2020. The time is 3:34. They came with Mask of Compassion, and it's a load of masks. Sorry. Yeah, they're delivering masks all around the world. All right. Terrorists trying chemical weapons, Syrian army, all that stuff. Grand. Any other crack? Residents horrified at wildfire consumes Argentina. Major milestone as scientists use CRISPR gene editing for patient body first time. There you have it, lads. You wanted this and you got it, or something, right? And also there, if you like that, there's more. It's a picture It's a picture of some lad called Joe Biden just shouting at a lot of people. He's something to do with Democrats, and he's fighting Trump with his toes. And there's a lot of pictures of just lads wearing the masks. So, yeah. No, it's very easy. It's so important to de-stress, man. I'm like a fucking ball of stress right now. It's all because of this fucking coronavirus bullshit. I feel like it's just kind of fucking come and eat me. It's completely, in my mind, just because I'm living in some... I've started watching the news recently, and I remember that I don't watch the news for a fucking reason. It stresses me the fuck out. Because there's always something, and they're always like, oh jeez, this is coming, fucking oh jeez. Because they have to keep you there. It's part of the whole... Anyway. Sure listen. Where's all the fucking articles? Checking out that sweet journal again. It's Ireland. What's happening, baby? People are giving out about Michael Bloomberg. Okay. Here we go. We're going to open up this Italy thing and see, they're closing the schools in Italy. Okie dokie. Let's see what all this stuff is about. Now, so there's a lot of hype. There's an awful lot of hype. And it's scaring the fuck out of me. It's scaring the fuck out of a lot of people. And, I don't know. Hopefully this is the end of it. Let's see. So someone's saying, fucking the schools are going closed in Italy, right? And this is what some Irish people are saying. Alright, Andrew Cooper says, may as well follow suit here. Ireland gets as bad as Italy, and it's been predicted that Ireland will be as bad as Italy today in 2 weeks. Alright? So that's what people are saying. Who are these people? They could be fucking 13-year-olds. I don't know. That's the internet. Like, you don't know who the fuck is saying this shit. It could be some business lad trying to drive up the price of masks, and fucking you wouldn't know who's writing these comments, or like what country they're in, or like if they're even on this planet, or if it's some bot going off renegade. C3PO and the boys. Alright, bitch. Respect women. Andrew Cooper says, yeah. The new guy says, Ireland is worse affected than you think. Sure, even Iceland went from one positive diagnosis yesterday to 20 positives today. Nikki Virginia or something says, I'd say there's a lot here than we think. Most people would only feel like they have a cold or flu, probably haven't reported it. Very true, says the new guy. Ferdona says, we will likely have hundreds of cases. Rochelle says, even if you did report it, they'll refuse to test anyone who hasn't been to an outbreak area like Italy or the direct contaminant with one of our 2 cases. Monty Domino says, 3 patient zeros, soon enough lose trace like Italy, who got it where. Rowan Skelly, they use they look in the fucking microscope and all this shit, and they can see the specific strain of the virus because it's already mutated since Wuhan or wherever. But they can trace the specific strain and see who has that and so on, and that's how they can track where it came from and so on. Because every cold and little bugger has like a genetic fucking, not serial number, let's just say serial number, like thumbprint, it can be identified. Rowan Skelly says, the vast majority of people who contract the virus won't get any more ill than cold or flu. It's the vulnerable elderly and people with preconditions who are at risk. Just over 3,000 have died from this worldwide. In the same period, 75,000 have died over flu. Sadly, it's over people who are already sick. Gus, in response, says, yes, it will multiply in the next few days, weeks ahead. St. Patrick's Day need to be cancelled too. Martin says, FG will put the economy first and they will down-talk the virus for the sake of business income. Logic has gone out the window with this government. If they take hold of the economy, we will back to state it in 2000, if not worse. The thing will not be gone in few months. Past viruses have travelled as far as Corona-19 have lasted for well over a year with several waves. Each wave with a different, more dangerous variant. It starts slow, then rapidly, then takes hold. The HSE, Daniel Radcliffe and Harris are playing right into its hands. Frost says, I disagree that we should cancel anything. The cat is out of the bag and there is no stopping the spread. Closing down the country will cause more issues than the virus itself. The virus is likely to remain and evolve. And our long-term solution will be the same as with the flu. Seasonal jabs, especially for the most vulnerable. The issue right now is we have no jab, but really we taking about stopping all events until then. Alexandra Culligan says, you can't have an outbreak if you don't test anyone. Oh, fuck. Damn. That is fuck. Oh, shit. Man. That's fucking deep. Other countries like changing the laws and definitions of things so they don't have to report. Anyway, certain things happening. Anyway, they changed the definition. Anyway, Ron Skelly says, exactly, Italy have tested more people than the rest of the Europe combined. They are now being punished by the hysterical media for being responsible. Jane says 397 people are tested here as of yesterday. And Jane says, and do you really believe that? Fredera Madonna says, why wouldn't you? What possible reason do you think the health authorities would have to lie about it? Eileen O'Sullivan says he HSE on brink of collapse over normal, less transmittable flu. ... Kira McCory says, I contacted my doc last Friday as I have a bad throat and chest. I'm 2 weeks back from Switzerland and said no. Slim to no chance of having it. Took a few days off. I'm back to work now. I'm feeling no better. Going to have to take more time off, but they wouldn't test me. Oh my god. Man, everyone who's like, oh my god, do you hear that howling in the night? That's the coronavirus coming for us, man. It's fucking... Put on your tinfoil hat and fucking hide in your bunkers. What else people do when fucking wild shit happens? Get the shotgun. Get the shotgun out. And then when you hear the coronavirus coming, I'm only messing. Okay, that's the end of this Vegan Stephen podcast. Thank you very much for joining us. Stay safe. Try not to worry about all this bullshit. It's pretty much just like a normal cold, and we're being scared the fucking shit out of it. Alright, so it is very scary and all the rest of it, but these things happen all the time. We don't even realise it, pretty much. Like, the common flu is constantly changing. Even common cold, that's why it's constantly mutating. That's why common colds are common colds or whatever. Why does the journal bother posting articles up here where people can't comment? Are they so worried about people they can't control, trying to control things? Very sad. I must agree. And Peter Kelly, like closing the gate after the horse has bolted. Jesus Christ. Rochelle says, yeah, it just keeps going. Save the trees says, time to start. And so on. Alright, so listen, have a great day. Try not to worry too much about it. There's a lot of fucking weird ass rumours going around, but it is just kind of like, you know, common cold. People die all the time from the flu, and yeah, I don't know what to tell you. There's a flu jab going around, and by next year this coronavirus will be included in that flu jab if everything seems to be going, if time seems to be going on. So these things get nipped in the bud, right? If all they got nipped in the bud didn't hit Ireland, and like so on, alright? It was E. coli, that song, that thing was about there. There's E. coli, it breaks, it's all over the time, and it fucking fucks shit up. People die from E. coli all the time. Let's do poison water and shit. Alright, so humans, we've been through World War II now, we're still here. And keep rocket hopping. Alright, have an awesome one. Good luck.